Hey ladies and whoever else is watching. Firstly, thanks for the response on my last video. So I thought I'd do the second part. There might be more parts, I don't know. But yeah, like, I haven't actually planned what I'm going to talk about. I kind of just press play on the Mac and see what kind of word vomit comes out of my mouth. So yeah, like where I left off last time regarding, like, I want to kind of go through this time the things I did. The betrayal, the secrets I hid throughout the years of having an eating disorder. I don't think many people understand the intensity of it. You just think, oh, it's just anorexia, oh, it's just bulimia, oh, she just doesn't eat. No. There is so much more to that I don't think you'd ever be able to comprehend unless, one, you've been through it yourself, or two, you've lived and breathed it. E.g. my mum, my dad and my brother, who were there every day through the worst of it. So initially the secrets I could keep were pretty easy to keep. Like, I was like, alright, I can keep this hidden, I can keep losing weight, no one's gonna stop me, no one's gonna know. This little monkey had me by the strings. I kind of think of it like a puppeteer. So had me by the strings. I had no control, but it had control, and that's what it thrived off, is having control of me. So and I allowed it to do that. Like, I hold myself accountable and responsible for every decision I made through ever. I've been a dick. I've made real stupid decisions, but hey, you know, it's all good. I lift weights. So yeah, the secrets, one of the biggest habits I got into was hiding food. I would have, say, sorry, I just wash my hair, it's real wet. Charlie, sorry, my cat's being weird. Charlie, what are you doing? Hiding food. So I would say I had like certain snacks that I was allocated to eat, and these snacks, I can't do this when Charlie's around because he's just distracting. This is Charlie's climbing post. And this is what Charlie does all day as he sits up there. But hiding food, like, I would put food in the most ridiculous places. I'd hide my nuts and like dates and stuff in the sides of the car pockets if we were driving. If we were out, I'd have to, like, I was freaking clever at what I did. I would, can't do that, Charlie's in the way. Clever at what I did because I was so engrossed in the fact you have to hide this. You can't get caught. So I'd go to the ends of the earth. And that's where a lot of my anxiety stemmed from, is the fear of getting caught. So I was constantly, every day, I was living in a state of fear because I didn't want to get caught out. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble with the monkey. So I'd hide my nuts and stuff down the sides of the, like, in the back pocket of the front seat. I'd shove them in my pockets. Like, my pockets would be full of, like, raisins, peanuts, all this food. I remember, like, at night time after dinner I'd have to have a treat, and that was pretty scary for me because I associated a treat with being fat or getting fat. So I was made to have a treat. I had to have a few things of licorice. Now I love licorice. I could eat a whole bag. I'd probably feel a bit crap, but I'm like, okay, sweet, I've eaten licorice, I'm just gonna have to go for a run or something. But that one strip of licorice was so scary. I would lie on the ground, and I'd lie on the ground just because I knew that I could hide under the couch. So I started putting my food under the couch, and Dad comes over and he goes, oh, have you finished your licorice? And I'm like, yeah. He kind of looks at me and Charlie, he kind of looks at me and he goes, why is there licorice under the couch? And I'm like, I don't know. Fuck, of course it's It's mine. Who else puts licorice under the couch? I said Mason had done it. My brother. My poor brother. I put the blame on him for a lot of things to try and get out of it. So yeah, I got caught out about that one, and I was sat there and made to eat the licorice, and I cried and cried and cried. Like, the amount of times I've cried over food is probably ridiculous. But you know, it just happens. Another one was I had to have these animal biscuits at like a snack time. Like I'd have this, like it would go breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. That's how my days went. And they were all at a certain time, so I got in that routine of knowing when I was going to eat. I had to be prepared for it, and I had to eat my food. Now this is obviously in the recovery side of things. Once I had been going to Princess Margaret, my parents had gotten very strict on me eating food. So I had to get clever. So animal biscuits I would hide these in a pencil case. I used to lie on the ground and colour in and draw pictures for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of what I used to look like, what I wanted to look like. All these characters and people, and they would all be so thin. I still have all these pictures, and it's quite weird looking back at them because that's what was going through my mind as to what I was visioning myself as. Charlie, stop it. Oh god. So yeah, I'd lie on the ground with my pencil case, and I'd slowly pretend to take a bite and kind of just shove it in my pencil case while Mum wasn't looking. I'm sorry, my cat's he's trying to attack my cord. Charlie, no! Come back here. You're being naughty. You say, no, don't hide your biscuits in your pencil case. So yeah, I did that. And crumpets. I used to have crumpets in the morning for breakfast or toast. What I used to do is if Mum went away for 5 seconds, I'd quickly fold it up and shove it up my sleeve. Who the fuck shoves food up their sleeve? I did. So that was extremely retarded. So yeah, that's kind of the hiding food stage. You put it in bags, you'll put it anywhere you can think to put food. Another one I used to do. Now this one this stumped the doctors, and it also Charlie, stop it. Stumped the doctors, and it also stumped my parents. This one was clever. Okay, so I had to, being at the hospital, I was dangerously underweight, 37 kg, they'd think, okay, food alone was not going to make me put on weight. Because one, I was still exercising in secret. That was one of the big things that stopped me gaining weight. No one could ever catch me because I was so bloody clever at it. Another one was, yeah, so the doctors, so I have to like really backtrack to think about how to say this. The doctors gave me these drinks called resource drinks. Now, resource drinks is kind of like the equivalent of a liquid Big Mac. So it's very high in calories. It's like a mass gainer basically. And it tastes like absolute arse. So I had to have 3 a day. And that was so hard having 3 a day. So what I used to do is we stored them in the fridge so they were nice and cold for me when I drank them because they didn't taste too good when they were warm. I used to get up in the middle of the night, about 2 AM when everyone is asleep, go into the kitchen, get the resource drinks out of the fridge, slit holes in the bottom of them. See, thinking about this, I can't remember myself doing this, but I know I did it, but it was so out of body. So I'd go slit holes in the bottoms of them, empty them out into the sink, put them back into their box shapes, but legit, you could not tell that anyone had tampered with them. And I would store them back in the fridge. I'd leave a little bit in it, so when you pick them up, you could kind of feel there was something in it, and they weren't just boxes. So I'd only have to take a few sips. And I'd put them back how they were, and in the morning, when I go and get my resource, I'd drink it, pretend I'd finished it, give it to Dad. I hadn't drunk anything because there was like nothing in it. And he'd shake it and be like, oh, you finished it, good work. Got away with that for about a week and a half. And then one day Dad went and grabbed one out of the fridge, and he's like grabbing them all, like, why are these so empty? And I'm like, I don't know, it must be a dud box. What a dumb excuse that was. So yeah, like that's one of the really mental things that this monkey possessed me to do, was like, you need to empty those because you can't have them, because that's what they're trying to do, is make you gain weight. And I was like, oh god, okay, right, I can't do that. I'm gonna get out of bed in the morning and quickly go and empty those so I don't have to drink them, because I'm too scared. The fear, the absolute fear of gaining weight. It's like the fear of death, but you're willing to kill yourself in order to get skinny. It's quite fucked up, really, but that's what happens. It's reality. For some woman, their mindset gets so... Why am I grabbing my boob? Sorry. Gets so fixated on this, and mine did. And I'm lucky enough to be able to come out the other side and say I got better. I wasn't all roses, but I got better, and I don't have a fear of eating food anymore, which is probably the biggest gift of life, is to enjoy food. Yeah, I have times when I'm like, oh, I feel so crap, oh, I feel so fat, oh, I just ate all that, why did I eat all that, oh god, I binge, oh. I'm eating. I'm glad I'm eating. So, yeah, I hold everything, my recovery and everything, forever grateful. Another thing I did was for weigh-ins. Weigh-ins at the hospital. Nearly every, 2 days, 3 days, every week I'd go on for a weigh-in. And get my ECG or my vitals done. My blood pressure would be so stuffed. And yeah, so for my weigh-ins, the panic, knowing that I was not going to make weight, I was like, right, I have to make it look like I've gained weight. So literally what I do is go through my whole wardrobe and find every piece of clothing that would give me a couple of grams on weight. I'd weigh them on the kitchen scales when Mum wasn't home. Any single piece of clothing. I got earrings, belts, I put about 5 bracelets on, I put 2 belts on sometimes, I put about 5 thermals on. Anything I could do, I put on the thickest pair of jeans because I thought, oh god, there's at least extra 200 grams of fabric there. Everything added up. I could at least get a kg out of clothing. And then I got particularly clever one time, and there were stones in one of the pot plants. So I wrapped up about 5 stones in Glad wrap, 1 for each boob, and I put them down my bra before we went to the weigh-in, and I wore a jacket. So I wore a loose top as well, so you couldn't really tell there was anything in my boobs, but I didn't have boobs, so it just looked like I had normal boobs. And I had an 800 gram gain that day. The doctors were stoked. I was allowed to go for 10-minute walks at night because I'd gained 800 grams. When really I hadn't. I just put rocks down my bra. And I remember the next morning Mum went through and cleaned out my room. I think she was a bit suspicious. And found rocks wrapped in Glad wrap in one of my boxes on my Duchess. And she's like, well, what the fuck are these? And I'm like, rock collecting. Rock collecting! Oh. So yeah, anorexia got called out there. What else? The secret exercising was probably one of the biggest things for me. It was my ritual. I loved it. It was my time when I got to do what I wanted to do, and that was exercise, and that was burn fat, when I knew I wasn't allowed. I remember one time, because I used to know everybody's routine at home off the back of my hand. I knew when I had 10 minutes alone and I was not going to get caught. But one time Dad got a little clever. So usually Dad would leave for work at about 8. Mum would be in the shower till about 9. So I had a whole hour to do some jumping freaking crazy exercises to try and burn heaps of calories. So I had a whole hour. Oh, Charlie! Stop it! In a whole hour. So I used to go into the study room, which was on the opposite end of the house of Mum, so she couldn't hear me. Or our big rompus room that we had as well, which was opposite Mum's room, so I could see when she came out of the shower, so I could quickly run and pretend I'm doing something else. And yeah, so I went into the study room and pretended I was on The Sims. And I just started doing squats, jumping around, doing some aerobic star jumps, friggin' leg shuffles, jumping lunges, you name it. I was friggin' going hard at it. Little did I know, Dad didn't actually go to work that day. He snuck and stayed down the other end of the street and could see me off the street in the room doing what I was doing. And that, for me, must break a dad's heart to see your daughter still suffering like that. So that was, and then he came inside and he caught me out, and my heart, I was like, fuck, like that, the feeling of getting caught out, the anxiety, everything is so heightened, it's horrible, because it's not you that's done it, it's not me. Like, Sam wants to live, the old Sam's still there somewhere, but this thing has taken over and just absolutely robbed her of her life. And then it kind of, I suppose you can go into the recovery side of things. Like, everyone's like, you know, what made you recover? What made you get better? I don't know how to answer that specifically. There's no point when you wake up and you go, I'm so over this, I'm just going to go and get better. If it was that simple, then we'd all be better. We wouldn't all have problems with food. It's not that simple. It's quite a complex procedure, recovery. And I'll go into recovery now, and I'll also make another video because I had about 3 relapses, and the relapses are quite vital because it shows you how easily and how much you actually haven't healed from it. To be honest, I lied my whole way through recovery at the hospital. At Princess Margaret, I lied to every single person there. I lied to my parents, I lied to psychologists, psychiatrists, all those people. I lied. I lied my way to being discharged. It was that easy. And that just goes to show how, yes, this public service, and Charlie needs to go to a psychiatrist, he's fucking crazy. Like, yes, this public service offers this place for women to go in and get fed and be in a prison. That's not recovery. That's not recovery, that's a fucking cop-out. Recovery is rewiring your brain. Recovery is learning and appreciating life. I was told by the doctors, you have a week to live. Because the cartilage is breaking down, my vital organs are breaking down. Being told that and not being scared of it, wanting it, it made me sick. I actually wanted to die. I was like, nah, I'm not skinny enough yet. I'm gonna get there and I'll die. So I look back on it now and it blows my mind that that's reality for so many beautiful girls with so much potential. And like, if you could transfer all of that energy you put into your eating disorder, imagine transferring it into something positive. That's what I think. That's what I am striving to do, is to transfer all this energy I use to worry about how I look and worrying about how I feel, worrying about what I eat. How about turning that into not worry and transferring it to more positive energy? Imagine how powerful you would be as a conscious being. But yeah, like, recovery, the way I see it is it's small triumph after small triumph. I had the most minute things, the most minute triumphs that made me go, wow, I did it. I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. I started drinking my resource drinks. I literally scaled it back. I was like, I'm just going to have to drink this. I want to get better. I want my life back. That's all I wanted back. Was knowing how much I hurt my family and knowing how much I had robbed myself of friends, of freedom. I wasn't allowed to be left alone. I was being monitored 24/7. I'm a very independent person and I hate being controlled. So I can't work for most people is because I hate being under someone. I'm just like, no, fuck off. Sorry for swearing. And that's just me. I'm a Sagittarius, I'm a gypsy, I'm a free spirit by nature. I don't like being controlled. But yeah, like, from that point, my small triumphs, I remember one night we were having dinner. We were having dinner at home. And Dad had sat me down. I remember he took me into the study room, or it's just after we'd eaten, and he picked me up and he put me on his lap and just he just looked at me, and just, I've never seen such a sadness in someone's eyes. And Sam didn't know what to do. Anorexia was just getting angry, like, fuck off. You're trying to stop this, stop playing this guilt trip shit. But Sam was like, what are you doing? It's this inner conflict between yourself and anorexia. And Dad just looked at me and he goes, where's my daughter gone? And he just broke down. And that was probably one of the things that made me realise and maybe appreciate that my family monitored me 24/7. I mean, yeah, we have our issues and we're all a bit friggin' messed up at the moment, but yeah, I'm very grateful that they stuck by my side through all that, because I don't think recovery would have been possible without my parents. I think I would have actually drove myself into the ground and held that secret for so long. So I'm going to go more into the steps I took with my recovery in another video. Yeah, I just want to say, if you or someone you know is suffering from an eating disorder, or you think of an eating disorder, all you can really do is wait till they realise. I know that sounds shit, but you can't force recovery upon someone. It has to come from within. They have to be willing to get their life back. Charlie just shut himself out. Yeah, all you can provide is a safe haven, knowing that if they tell you a secret, you're not going to judge them, you're not going to rat them out, and you're not going to get angry at them. I think that's all I have to say. I hope you all have a good day. And if you have any questions or anything you want to pick my brains about, write it in the comments below. And I'll answer them in my next video, which I'll do in the next couple of days on recovery. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.